to talk about today's sponsor today. That's Factor Meals, the #1 ready-to-eat delivery kit in America that can help you fill up on breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks. This is chef-prepared, dietitian-approved, ready-to-eat meals delivered straight to your door. The holidays are here, and if you are too busy to plan out and cook meals like a lot of us are, and you want to eat well, then you need to get Factor. Factor will do that. You'll be ready to skip the trip to the grocery store. You don't need to worry about the preparation for chopping, cleaning up, throwing scraps away, and waiting in the oven for hours. Factor is fresh and never frozen meals. They're ready in just minutes because of their professional chefs already prepared for meals for you. Place in the microwave, take a couple of minutes, and you are good to go. If you're someone who travels in, on, and go for work, they have grain bowls, salad toppers, microwave meals you can have as well. Smoothies, so even if you don't have an access to a microwave, Factor is going to have you covered. Get started today. Factormeals.com/LionsChat50. That's Factormeals.com/LionsChat50. Code LionsChat. That will get you 50% off this holiday season. Take advantage of the limited time offer. Delicious meals, healthy, and you don't have to spend all the time cooking it yourself. Factormeals.com/LionsChat50. Use code LionsChat50. And folks, we got Lions and Saints on Sunday. Big game for the Detroit Lions. A must-win game for the Detroit Lions. It's a big one, folks. You know, for the Lions to make this postseason run and it's just get back on track, in all honesty, Lions got to win on Sunday. And look, I didn't think we were going to have Jonah Jackson for the game. That's what it sounded like early this week. But, hey, guess who practiced yesterday? Jonah Jackson. Guess who may play on Sunday? Jonah Jackson. Big boost to the Detroit Lions offensive line. Massive boost to the Lions offensive line. We've seen what it's like with life without Jonah Jackson. It sucks. We know what life is with Jonah Jackson. It's magnificent. So, if he plays, I think the Lions offense, by the way, when it comes to this Lions offensive line, it had the worst game I've seen it have in many years, and that was on Thursday. The odds of this happening again seem extremely unlikely. So I think the offensive line will instantly bounce back. Taylor Decker is not a terrible left tackle. Penei Sewell is not a terrible right tackle. It was a crazy game, and I know some people speculated maybe it was 3 games in 11 days. They were exhausted, tired, and just kind of beat up, and so that's very possible, 100%. So the offensive line potentially could be at full strength on Sunday, having Jonah and Graham as guards, and of course the 3 starters with the center, Frank, Taylor Decker left, and Penei Sewell right. That would be a massive boost for the Lions offense, massive boost. We all think that the Lions offense can rebound. I think everybody here kind of believes it, why we've seen 3 years of this offense bounce back. I already see in the comment section Jared Goff will redeem himself. I agree. Him doing 3 turnovers a game is unsustainable. He's a veteran. He is a pro's pro. He will figure it out. He's a Pro Bowl quarterback. Look, everyone's going to have bad games and bad stretches. Just like Jared Goff said in the preseason, good teams figure it out and they move on forward. I'd rather have the bad stretch right now and then figure it out and not worry about bad games. You know, you're facing the real teams like the Vikings, Cowboys, and Vikings. You know, the big 3. The final 3 games of the year is big. And maybe just maybe the Lions, you know, aren't really playing for a whole lot in the last couple games, because if Minnesota keeps losing and the Lions keep winning, well, then the Lions can secure that spot. Remember, the most wins the Vikings can get is 11. That's the magic number to win, for them to win the NFC North. They have to win out. That's the most wins they possibly could get. To win out, that would be obviously beating the Lions twice. The Lions, if they win on Sunday, they get to 9 wins. And guess what? Right after that, you got the Bears. And then the Denver Broncos. The Lions could have 11 wins by the time the Lions even face the Minnesota Vikings. And it may be a fluke, right? And if the Vikings just keep losing, right now they're in a bye week. And I tell you what, I got a lot of friends that are Vikings fans, a lot of friends. And Lupicus and One Bar, their channel, great channel. They're Vikings guys. They're my go-to for the Vikings, besides Chad Sports. And they're feeling pretty down on the team. They're feeling pretty down. And look, are they done like James says? It seems like they're done, but they still got 5 games to go, and we'll see. They got to face the Raiders. Interesting. They're facing the Raiders when the Raiders are actually playing much better right now. They're actually playing some pretty good football, and so Hey, maybe they lose that game, and then the most they can get to is 10. So every time the Vikings lose a game, it's one less they can get to. So if you don't want to even think about the Detroit Lions, you just, how many more wins possible for the Minnesota Vikings? And then at that point, you can kind of picture it right then and there. The Packers, in theory, potentially could win the NFC North. Yeah, it's not happening. They got 5 wins. The most they can get to is 11 wins. I think so. They got 6 games. That would be winning out. That's not happening. They face the Kansas City Chiefs on Sunday. Kansas City Chiefs going to Lambeau Field. Lambeau is about to get a taste of the Kansas City Chiefs. $5 super. Do we think that the Bears are better than we thought, or the Vikings are worse than we thought? Thank you for that super right there. My guy, Ichi Owl. Thank you for that. I actually think that the Bears are a pretty good team defensively. They got issues on offense, but I think their defense is legit real. I think they're a good defense. They're solid. Anytime you get 4 turnovers on somebody, you're pretty good, and they did get the Lions, so I think their offense, they have struggles, as you can tell, but I think the Bears' defense is legit. I think the Vikings' defense is legit, too. They blitz 57% of the time, but their offense has issues. And let's keep it real. The Joshua Dobbs thing was cute. It's not sustainable. He's not a starting NFL quarterback. He is a backup that's been traded multiple times. He's a good backup, though, but for him to actually, be as good as Kirk Cousins was unrealistic. Absolutely unrealistic. Kirk Cousins is way better than he is. Mike, what do you think about the Bears possibly going after Jim Harbaugh? Maybe Jim Harbaugh just stay at Michigan. Maybe, I know every year it feels like Jim Harbaugh, he's going to leave, but he hasn't left. So I think he just stays at Michigan there. And all of that. Lions got a big game, though, on Sunday. Lions versus Saints. Now, if you think about it, it's like, okay, this is an easy game for the Lions. The Saints, they are not a good team. They're, 5-6? They're second in their division. I believe they're second in their division. And, it should be an easy win. In theory, that's the case. But they actually got a pretty good defense. Their defense is not a joke, okay? Points per game for their defense allowing is 20.2. That's 9th in the NFL. Yards allowed per game, that's 320.3. That's 12th in the NFL. Passing yards per game, they only allow 196.3. 7th in the NFL. That's pretty good defense. They got a good defense over there, and that's something that the Lions offense is going to have to deal with. Now, their rushing yards per game is not good. 23rd in the NFL at 124. That's why the Lions must run the football. We said it last week. Run the football. Now, the game got away from them because it was touchdown. Touchdown instantly from the Green Bay Packers, and you kind of got away from the game. But the Lions got to be able to run the football. Maybe instead of letting the defense play first, maybe the offense should go first this time for the Lions. Just run the football and get it done. Now, they are having a lot of issues on offense. It's 100%. Their offense has some problems. Points per game, they're only putting up 20.8. That's not good enough. That's 18th in the NFL. They have a lot of injuries over there. Derek Carr has been turning the football over. He puts up a lot of yards, but he's not getting points. As you can see, the total yards per game is 347.1, 13th in the NFL. Passing yards per game is 242.7, 11th in the NFL. They're just not scoring. Rushing yards is 104.4. That's 19th in the NFL. But one thing we have to look out for about the Saints is they're +6 in the turnover differential, and the Lions are -5. They're one of the best in the NFL getting turnovers, and we're one of their worst in the NFL right now turning the football over. The Lions, to win this game, can't turn over. Can't do it. Now, we say this every week, but this is a team in the New Orleans Saints who is good at getting that football. Now, I know we're doing a lot of fumble drills in practice this week. That's great. I think they should definitely do that. That's very important to kind of remember. We got to hold on to the football. Jared Goff, can't turn the football over, guys. Whether it's on special teams, in a kickoff fumble, Jared Goff fumbling it, or if Josh Reynolds are fumbled it, or interceptions, we got to stop that. The New Orleans Saints will take care of they will win if we turn the football over It's shown it. But they have a lot of injuries to their football team. Olave may not play in this game. He is in concussion protocol. That's their number 1 wide receiver. He's really, really good. There are other players that are not doing a lot besides Alvin Kamara. This kind of reminds me of a situation where I kept saying a couple weeks ago that we need to make sure that Austin Eckler don't go on us. We need to make sure that Alvin Kamara doesn't get in the open field, because Alex Anzalone probably not playing in this game, and that could be a recipe for a disaster. All Derek Carr's got to do, check down Alvin Kamara, first down. We've seen it a million times, so the Lions need to make sure they contain Alvin Kamara. Guess what? Derek Carr is something that we like to go in against a quarterback. He's not a running quarterback. He's decently mobile. He's better than Jared Goff, but he's not even to Jordan Love. He's definitely not Justin Fields or Lamar Jackson-esque. Okay, he's not Patrick Mahomes. This is actually good for the Lions defense. And their offensive line ranked 27 out of 32. That is terrible. If the Lions want to get sacks, this is the game to do it. If you want to get sacks from this defensive line, you got to do it on Sunday. If you don't do it on Sunday, when's it going to happen? When's it going to happen? You're going against one of the worst offensive lines in football, against a quarterback who's not mobile. You have to sack him in this game. And now Bruce Irvin may play in this game. I'm thinking he is. He still has not been called up from the practice squad, but I suspect he'll play in this game, and maybe with some fresh legs from the 36-year-old, we can get some sort of a semblance of a pass rush opposite of Aidan Hutchinson, and that could do dividends for the Detroit Lions. I already see people talking about injuries. CD Deuce, a.k.a. C.J. Gardner-Johnson, very well could be back by December 20. He posted on his Instagram. He's been doing cryptic tweets and IG posts. This one makes a lot of sense. He could be coming back in a couple weeks. That is awesome. James Houston could be coming back in a couple weeks as well. That would be awesome. 2 players that the Lions must have on defense. We need pass rush. We need communication and turnovers in the secondary. Those are the 2 guys for it. Isaiah Buggs, I'm seeing what's going on with him. Look, his illness is obviously over with. It is more of, is he going to play? Is the coaching staff going to allow him to play? Now, I got to tell you something. Every time he doesn't play in a game, we lose that game. I want to see Isaiah Buggs out there, all right? No one else is really doing anything. You got Lee McNeil, Aidan Hutchinson, and then who? You can't tell me John Kaminsky's really doing anything. Joshua Pascal's not doing anything. Julian Okwara's not doing anything. Charles Harris is not doing anything. Romy Okwara's not doing anything. Bring Isaiah Buggs in. Get the job done. Let's go. You know, we signed him to a 2-year deal this offseason to be part of this team as a rotational defensive lineman. Put him in there. And we need help at that defensive line, so for sure. So the Lions got a big game on Sunday. Lions are favored to win the game by 4 points. Now, generally speaking, the home team gets 3 points, so that means that they believe that the Detroit Lions could win by, basis since it's a road game, it's by a 1 point, right? So I have the Lions winning the game, but it's not going to be a gimme, and I don't think it's going to be an easy one. I don't. The Lions got to prove it now. They got to go back in this trajectory to win this game. It's not going to be easy to win in New Orleans. It's not like we go to New Orleans all the time and beat them. It's actually a difficult place to play. It's actually a difficult atmosphere for the Lions, and we've struggled in recent years to win in New Orleans. But again, it's not Drew Brees out there, all right? Derek Carr is not Drew Brees, and their offense is banged up. So the Lions have an opportunity here. All you got to do, run the football, play action, stick to the script. Ben Johnson, don't outthink it. Dan Campbell, don't go for every single 4th down. Don't need to do every single crazy play in this game. I think this one could be a pretty simple game plan. Run, play action. Really, I think that's pretty much the game plan. If I am Ben Johnson, they're not great at stopping the run. The Lions are a really good run football team. Play action works great. They're good, very good at turnovers, getting interceptions, and they got a good secondary. So how do you negate doing that? It's simple. You run the football and do some check down passes. Now, I know a lot of people says we don't need check downs. I want to see quarterbacks sling it. Not really in this game. I don't want to see it sling it because Tyrann Mathieu is good at interceptions. These DBs that they got over there is good at interceptions. So check downs, I'm fine with in this game. I am fine with this game. I don't want a turnover. That is it. Don't turn the football over. The Lions should be able to handle business. If you have to punt, that's fine. If you have to throw the ball away, that's fine. Just don't turn the ball over. We got a good punter, Jack Fox. Let the GOAT do his job. You know, it's okay to punt. It is okay to not have to try every single crazy pass. And I do want to see some play action. If there's one-on-ones with Jameson Williams, I get it. Attack it, right? If there's St. Brown getting big open in the middle of the field, okay, I get it. But if they're close, don't do it. Don't risk it because their defense is good. New Orleans Saints defense is good. They're pretty much, that's their football team right now, is their identity. They lost to the Atlanta Falcons, whom the Detroit Lions beat fairly easily. So the Lions should win this game. They should. I mean, not saying that they are, but they should. So they need to go out there and do it. Do you guys have the Lions win this game? Put L for Lions or put S for Saints. If you put Saints in there, I'm not going to be upset. Because I have the Lions winning this game 24-21 in a very close game. I think that seems reasonable to get maybe a field goal at the very end or something like that to win this game. Get to 9 wins would be good. Raw Podcast, he said Lions should win 27-24. Raw, he's more of a pessimistic Lions fan. So when he says that the Lions should win, that's actually pretty big. Lions win. We got Lions Fry. T.C. Cold, Lions from Chrome. Ubaldo says Lions. Let J-Mo get a run or screen. I agree with you, Nine Drinks, 100%, and they have been. We're going to talk about Jameson Williams in a minute. Lions there, so we got everybody saying right now Lions, even Raw Podcast, my good friend T.A. Lions from Nine Drinks, of course. Defense does got to show up. It's going to be difficult, man. It's going to be difficult. When you draft injured players, are you surprised that they get hurt? Absolutely not. I agree with you, Alan Dana. The Packers game, this is an easy win. This is supposed to be an easy win, right? I got to say, before we get into JMO, I'm actually excited the Lions are on the road. I want them to feel like they're the underdog. I want them to feel that it's not a cakewalk. And going on the road, it does that. Maybe they'll get a little more motivated to do that. I think they needed to kind of get out of Detroit a little bit here. Lions 34-21. The defense is cheeks. It is. It is got some issues, man. AG needs to cook something up. Look, you have no choice. You got to. You got to. For sure. So let's get into this Jameson Williams. A lot of people say J-Mo's before last couple weeks. J-Mo is trash. He's a bust. He's a bust. He's a bust. What I've been saying, give it time. What I've been saying, give it time. It's amazing what time will do to a player who's barely played, and now he's getting more snaps and playing time, and now he's making big play after big play. Jameson Williams just needed time. Remember, he has not played a lot of football, and it's great to get him in this right now. Now he is jumping into that break a defense's back, okay? And now you can do a lot more with the run game and a lot more with St. Brown and Khalif Raymond when you have J-Mo over the top. J-Mo's catching everything, and he looks confident. When he throws the ball now, I look at it, I was like, yeah, he'll get it. Before, you're like, oh, no. Now it's like he looks very confident, and he looks smooth. Sometimes does it take players to take some time to learn the game? It is really, really simple. If anybody's ever played the game of football, or for the matter of fact of pretty much any sport that deals with, maybe having a team sport. Sometimes you're thinking about what you need to do right while the play is taking place, and while you're thinking of that, you're going to screw up fundamental things like, turn your head or catch a football, something easy. But when that thought is gone, you already know the play. You're not thinking about where I got to be. You already know where you got to be. It's just natural to you. Your route running is natural. Where the football is going to be is natural. You could losing that thought process. Now you just react, and when you react, you get catches. and you end up being really good. That's generally what it is. You know, or young players, they're thinking, but when you start to get the game and understand the scheme and the play call, the thinking is done, and it's now in reacting. When you react, you make plays. That's what we're seeing right now. Great. JMO, not a bust. Thank you. Derek says San Francisco lost 3 in a row, and everyone still has them as a top 3 team. 100%. And Derek makes a great point here. Teams go through ruts. Teams go through bad time, bad periods. Generally, all teams do this. San Francisco is a great example by Derek. They lost 3 straight games. When they were losing those games, I said San Francisco's a really good team. Oh, they lost 3 straight. They're trash. They're done. No, all teams go through ruts, generally speaking. And now look, they're looking like the best team in football right now. They play Philadelphia. I think San Francisco can win that game. All teams go through it. Kansas City has went through ruts. They went to the Super Bowl last year. So just because a team or a player, sometimes just players, they go through ruts, they'll figure it out eventually. Jared Goff has 6 turnovers. I think he'll figure it out. Him throwing 3 turnovers a game is not sustainable, even for a Nathan Peterman. I mean, you're talking about throwing 3 turnovers, that type of stuff is just, it's not sustainable. That's like really bad football. That's, you know, backup of the backup type of football there. Jared Goff's not that bad, so I think he'll get it figured out. The offensive line, I'm 100% sure I ain't even worried about that. They'll get it figured out. The offense, I'm not too worried about. Ben Johnson, we've seen it before. We went through ruts last year. We came out just fine. The defense a little bit different, though, because no scheme right now, no coach is going to be able to fix the lack of talent on the defensive line. The lack of talent that we're seeing on the defensive line is not a scheme issue. It is not a coaching issue. It is a player issue because you have to beat your one-on-ones. You're to beat your one-on-ones. That is it. You have spin moves, get to the quarterback, voila. But right now, we're not seeing anything. And, you know, there's nothing you can do about that. With that said, it doesn't say that, oh, AG's perfect. No, he's not. He's made massive mistakes. And we need to see these mistakes end. Okay, we need to see it end. So the defense, I think, when James Houston, C.J. Gardner-Johnson get back, it will be a huge relief. Huge relief. But until we get these guys back, I think we just got to manage it. Just got to manage it. AG's got to manage it. Just don't be the worst defense in the NFL. That is it until we get these guys back. Because, right, like when we face the Vikings and the Cowboys, we need to have our good players there. Cowboys are a good team, all right? They are a very good team. And they're good offense, defense, they're good in special teams. The Vikings, they're not a scrub team. They got a really good defense. And, you know, we just got to win one of those games, right? We got to win one of the Vikings games, and that should pretty much seal the deal for us. They're not going to be firing AG this year. It's not going to happen. As much as people may want it, that's not going to happen this year. Unless something crazy happened. I don't know, but it seems extremely unlikely that something like that would occur. But it's not doom and gloom. The world's not over just because the Lions lost on Thursday. If they go on Sunday and they win in New Orleans, guess what? All is well. It's crazy how winning solves everything. Winning is a fixture of everything. You go down to New Orleans, get the win, you're 9 wins, you're 9-3. 9 wins should get you in the playoffs at a wild card. So to me, if the Lions win on Sunday, they're locked and loaded. You know, at that point now we're just when we win the NFC North. You know, when is that going to happen? You just got to keep winning. Keep winning and Minnesota losing, and then maybe the last couple weeks don't even matter for the Lions. I think it's out of the realm now to get the number 1 seed. I think it's completely out of the realm. I don't think we're getting that number 1 seed because the Eagles just don't lose. They're 10-1. They just continue to win. Number 2, number 3 seed. We're not going to get the number 4 seed. Okay, the NFC South is butt cheeks. It's going to be number 2 or number 3 seed. So we just got to do our part and we got to root for every team that goes against the Minnesota Vikings. Be good to go. Good to go right there, and that's what it's all about. Minnesota's about to explode potentially. They potentially could explode. They could for sure. Got to root for Kansas City to beat the Packers on Sunday, and then that will pretty much end their little run for the NFC. It would end the NFC North run. Obviously, they're fighting for a wild card. I don't care if they get in a wild card, but we're talking about. Yeah, that was last year. That was last year. It's different this year. Look at the wild card teams that's competing right now for a wild card. You have 6-6 Seattle. They're probably going to lose tonight to the Dallas Cowboys. Okay, and then you have the 6-6 Vikings. So 2 6-win teams. The rest is all 5-win teams. And it's not like all these 5 they're going to go they're not going to win every single game out. So it's in 9 wins will get it done this year in my opinion. Actually Seattle went into the playoffs last year with 9 wins. They just had the tiebreaker. But of course we don't want just a wild card. We want to win the division. We all know this. And anything besides win division is in my opinion would be a loss this year. Like we got to win the division. But you take baby steps, right? The first step is, okay, we're in the playoffs. Now, let's win the division. Okay, now it's seeding. That's kind of the way that I'm looking at it. Each week, we get closer to determine that and celebrate as time goes along with how things operate here. Let me get my mailbag view on for you guys. We'll get into the mailbag segment. Folks, if you got questions, throw it in the comment section. Got to do a hashtag. You got to do it. I'm going to miss your question. That's okay. Why? Because I do it. I do miss it. And that's hashtag facts. Hashtag facts. So go ahead and comment in there. Hashtag Lions. Hashtag One Pride. Hashtag. Hashtag MT. Hashtag L. I don't care. Hashtag taster tots or something. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, go ahead and smash that like button, too. We got 104 in the building with 45 likes. Go ahead and smash that like button. Say, I want the Seattle to beat. Why did it? Let me get this thing right. That was we want big comment. Big comment. There we go. Let's see. There we go. All right, we got the big comment there. Go ahead and smash that like button for sure. Roar Lines UK. Yep, always subscribe to Roar Lines UK. Love those guys. We want the Super Bowl. Absolutely, man. That would be magnificent to go to a Super Bowl. Do you think the Lions will go after another corner? I don't think they are. Not now. As much as I want them to, I don't think they are. I think they're sticking with their guys through thick and thick. You know me, if you follow me on Twitter, you know I disagree with this. Let's see. Hashtag Lions. Will Aaron Glenn be defensive coordinator next year? I'll say I want to say no. I want to say no. My my heart tells me no. My brain tells me that Dan Campbell loves this guy. I think we should probably go in a different direction, but that's my personal opinion. What's up, Dern, man? Appreciate you in the building. If you got any question, Dern, throw it up in the comments in there. I know you got a lot you want to talk about that frustrates you about this team and certain subjects, because we talk behind the scenes all the time. Do you think that Jack Campbell will have a big game? I think he'll have an okay game. I don't think he's going to go out here and look like a Pro Bowler on Sunday. I don't. He struggles. He has good games. He has bad games. He's a rookie. My expectations is he'll continue to have the same. Do I think he's going to go out here and look like all pro? No. First string or second quarterback this game? First string or second quarterback? I'm not sure the question. If you can kind of rephrase it, I will definitely answer it for you. How can Campbell be on the Young Guns list and not Double B Ranch? How can Campbell be on the Young Guns list I don't know what's going on. If you got to rephrase the questions here, I'm feeling like an idiot right now because I'm not understanding some of this. Since Jack Del Rio and Deuce Staley were fired this week, will Dan Campbell bring them in? I love Deuce Staley. Y'all know this. I'm surprised he got fired. He's a good coach, really good coach. I think Deuce will probably wait till after the season. Remember, he moved his whole family, or he moved over to North Carolina because his mom is having issues, right? So I don't think he's going to. I'm going to jump and go back to Detroit. He'll probably just stay there. Maybe he'll come back next year, very possible, but I don't think he joins the staff this year. Same with Jack Del Rio, but a different situation. Let's see. Somebody needs to step up on D in the absence of Anzalone. Big M 100% agree. Somebody does need to step up, whether that's Malcolm Rodriguez, Derek Barnes, or Jack Campbell. Somebody needs to step up if he's not playing in this game. You know Alvin Kamara. You know what the game plan's going to be. You know what the game plan's going to be. Alvin Kamara. It's going to kill us. That's exactly what it is. Mikey, something that frustrates me is Aidan has double the amount of pressures than the next guy in the defensive line. Hashtag cheeks. That's terrible. That's terrible. And we knew it. We've called it out 100 times over. Everybody knows what the problem is, and it's we shoulda, coulda, woulda for the trade deadline. We're going to have to wait till after the season, Dern. You know it. We're going to have to wait till after the season for them to upgrade that position. You can blitz 100% of the time, but nobody's getting home. It doesn't matter. You got to have more talent on the defensive line. It's just not happening. What's up with Malcolm Rodriguez, special team wide receiver? What did I tell you when we drafted this guy? Everybody said this dude was going to come out and be the green dot, and he's going to be the game changer, and he's the stud linebacker for many years. I said, he's a 6th-round pick special teamer. Guess what he is? He's a 6th-round pick special teamer, and now he's playing fullback. That's what he is. So it's not what's up with that's what he is. I mean, that's his talent. But he's probably going to have to play some linebacker in this game due to Alex Anzalone being injured. Considering Debo and CD got a beef brewing, I'm down to face San Francisco. Oh, man. San Francisco, that's the one team I fear the most in the NFL. I don't fear Philadelphia the most. I don't fear Dallas the most. I fear San Francisco. They just got a good team, man. And it just seems like when they're on their roll, they're juggernauts. Like it seems their offensive line's great, their offense is great, their defense is great, their coaching is great. They beat people up. They beat them by double-digit points. They did have a 3-game skid, but guess what? They turned it around, and and then they got Chase Young, and now they're just getting sack after sack after sack after sack after sack. That's the one team I really don't want to face early. I mean, if you're to make a run, you'd eventually have to face them, right? But, oh, man. But I tell you what, if you were to beat San Francisco, shift, you could beat anybody. You beat anybody. That San Francisco versus Eagles game is going to be an indicator how this thing goes in the NFC. San Francisco going to Philadelphia, that's going to be an awesome game. And you get to see what they have. Should we stack the box and bring the pressure against Carr? The offensive line for the Saints is 27th in the NFL. They're not good offensive line. I do think we're going to have to blitz sometimes in this game because our pass rush is bad. But the front four needs to do their job. They need to do their job because guess what? Derek Carr can't sling the football. He can't throw the football. They put up a lot of offensive yards. They're nearly top 10 in offensive passing. So I don't want to just consistently, bring all the guys from back up front because then we're just going to get chewed up in the pass game. And we know that sucks. Will AG park his pride and send 5 this week? No, he won't. He will not park his pride. The dude hasn't shown it yet. He hasn't done it yet. Has anybody tried to explain how the offensive line just collapsed against Green Bay? That is the worst surprise thing I've seen all year. Al Johnson, it's the first time you've seen it and probably the last time. And if you ever played a sport, football, baseball, basketball, wrestling, track. I did a lot. I haven't played basketball, but I did the rest. I played all sports, and in every single sport, sometimes you just have every once in a while, you all just come flat. You all suck. Like, everybody will suck at one time. It's not like it's like there's something you drank, and everybody got that way. And I think that's just what happened to the offensive line. Maybe they're exhausted and they're tired. They'll bounce back. Their talent is too good. I think it was just a fluke. You know, it happens. If anyone has played a sport, and anyone that, I'm sure there's a lot of people in here. We got 145 in the building right now. I'm sure a lot of you guys played sports or team sports. You've seen it happen. Hell, I remember playing, and I would just have a bad game out of nowhere. Just complete dumpster fire of a game, and it's not like I was feeling bad, just a dumpster fire. And then you just kind of go move on from it. It's weird how it works. Jared Goff said it best. He said it best, and I'm going to phrase what Jared Goff said on 97 Won the Ticket. And this is the best explanation. Shit happens. That's what he says, and it's true. And it's true if you play. Sometimes it just does. Obviously, there's things that you can correct. There's correctable things, but sometimes just players play bad. And I think for the offensive line, it just happened. It's just one of those things. So, like, with the offensive line, it's like, yeah, they played terrible, but they'll bounce back. And I think they will. They'll bounce back on Sunday. Jack Campbell made the top young players list, and Brian Branch didn't. Yeah, Derek, that was weird. I agree with you. What the? Jack Campbell, who is been a rookie, good and bad, what you expect. Brian Branch has been good. He didn't make the young. Hey, that one blew my mind too, man. Do you think that Goff has fixed the recent turnover issue? I don't know if he mean fixed, but I think he'll get it taken care of. Folks, when we criticize Jared Goff, you need to understand it's okay to criticize him. And I was talking to my buddies last night. The biggest critic of Jared Goff is Jared Goff. You don't think he's telling himself, mother effer. You don't think he's doing that? He's like, he knows he's got to fix it. He's a pro's pro. He is his own critic. So, yeah, I think he'll get it fixed. I know a lot of people, you can't rip Jared Goff. You get Goff truthers. I call them Goff truthers, right? AG truthers, Goff truthers. That you cannot criticize a single thing about Jared Goff. Yet Jared Goff criticizes himself. If Jared Goff will criticize himself and he's stronger on himself, then I think you can as well. But guess what? You got to praise him when he's doing good, criticize him when he does bad. That's part of it. It happens. Let's see. Taylor, restore the roar. Let's see. The S happens explains the Packers game. Wants the excuse for the Bears game. I did not say, well, this game was S happens. What did I say? The offensive line, I was asked about the offensive line. And my explanation is just what Jared Goff says. Sometimes S happens. And then asked me about the Packers game. Then asked me about the Bears game. They asked about the offensive line. The offensive line has been elite for 3 straight years. They've never had a game like they did on Thursday. It was a once deal. So somebody asked, why do you think the offensive line played bad? I said, just like Jared Goff said, S happens. I didn't say, well, what about this game and that game? I did not talk about the game. I talked about the offensive line. I've talked about the game, the bad defensive stretch and the bad stretch with Jared Goff. Right now, it's trending this way, and we need to move it that way. Do I think Jared Goff can get back to pretty good football? Yeah, because he's shown he can do it before. That was not about the team. It was about the offensive line. Mike, did you have a Will Harris game? Look, man, I've had a Will Harris game. But I got to say, on sports that I played, I've not had Willis Harris season, okay, or else I would not play it. I had quit baseball the last 2 years in college because I have a bad back, and the last play, I'll never forget the last play I did. I played for Davenport. I dove, caught the ball in midair, playing left field, landed on the ground, threw my back out. That was my last play. My body just couldn't take it no more, and that was the last game that I played, because I like playing baseball. Did that at Davenport for 2 years. I wanted to do it 4 years, but man, I threw my back out for that last time, and I said, nah, I'm done. That was it for me. Sometimes your body gives out. Let's see. Key to a win, a running the football. Exactly, 100%. Derek says, realistic, we only have 7-day bad stretch. The Chicago Green Bay were 4 days. Alert, people will get back. I think they will get back on track. And there's many reasons. Maybe it was because they had 3 games in 11 days. Maybe it was that Jared Goff didn't sleep well for we don't really know. It doesn't necessarily have to be football related. I mean, we don't know by it. Yeah, I do believe they'll get back on it because they've shown it they have. We did it last year. We had a bad stretch, and it ultimately landed to a shutout in New England last year. And then after that, boom, the offense went great. And, you know, it's going to flutter every once in a while. But, yeah, I think they can get back on track. Do you think that they would consider using Teddy Bridgewater on a Wildcat? No, I don't. I might work on some of these 4th downs and might even do play action out of this. No, I don't think they'll do that. If they are to do a 4th down, they would. If they're trying to run the football, it's going to be with the running game. I don't think they would put Teddy Bridgewater in there. Now, Hendon Hooker's a little bit different. Maybe he's ready to play for the Dallas game, right? And they're like, you know what? Let's do a Wildcat. I'm going to throw Hendon Hooker in there. Maybe there's a couple plays because he actually can use his legs. That, I could see something like that. But we're not big into the Wildcat. Well, we had 1 play last week. I'm sure he's got a couple plays in the playbook. Ben the Wizard. But, yeah, stay away from 5 wide receiver sets. Big M, you're right, man. I don't know. Look, every once in a while is great. It's perfectly fine. But they overloaded the 5 wide receiver sets last week. It was like every other play, I'm like, what are you doing here? If you're watching the game or listening to it, I'm just like, holy God. What is like 50% of the plays is 5. It's like that's not your strength. Yours is play action. Your strength is play action. Why are we doing this? Yeah, it blew my mind. I think they won't be doing no 5 wide receiver sets every play. I mean, it's good to do it every once in a while. 100%. Every team's going to do it, but all like 50% of the time, man. Yeah, he's not mobile and he's injury prone. Let's see. Heard a rumor of the Lions targeting Marcus Peters, who released Vegas. Oh, I hope it's true, Brendan. I haven't heard a rumor. I went on Twitter and I said, bring him in, Lions. And I got a ton of likes and a lot of replies from it. I love Marcus Peters to come here. Bring him in. 100% bring him in. If they brought him in, I'd be happy. That's an upgrade. Bring him in. Do I think they will? Probably not. If they do, I will be ecstatic, and I'll do a breaking news video. Super ecstatic. Super ecstatic. Do you think Hooker would help a scouting team? Yes, Derek, you're on track today, Derek. You're killing it. Derek is on fire today with the mailbag. Yeah, I think that's exactly what he'd be used for. Scouting quarterback right there, mobile quarterback. You can get this defense to, okay, you know, because he can run around. Okay, Hendon, be Justin Fields. Okay, Hendon, be, you know, Joshua Dobbs. Be who you know, we're going against. It's exactly one of the great reasons I want him on the practice field. Oh, man, that's a great point. Yes, I agree. Hadouken, you want a Hadouken, my friend? Grandizer is awesome, man. So shout out to Grandizer, always showing love to the channel. He does it to a lot of Lions content creators. And he's doing it because he wants to. And I think that's awesome. Let me find a Hadouken for you. I got Toasty, hate, wrong answer, and again, all you can. Here we go. So you can. There we go. All you can. So you can. And again. And again. There we go. I haven't done that one in a long time. Don't feel bad for Goff. Have you seen? Yeah, he's winning on and off the field, Derek. Jared Goff is winning on and off the field. The guy, I gotta say this, man. regardless about his play, I love this dude's personality. I think he's great. You know, we had Matthew Stafford for 10 years that was just kind of like never would fight the media, never would make crack jokes, never would take shots at people. Jared Goff, boy, he has gotten better. I love his attitude. He talked crap to Ryan Fitzpatrick. He talks crap to the reporters. I love that attitude. I absolutely love it. I think that's a great attitude to have. He likes to fight back. I like that fight. He's not Baker Mayfield fighter where he's just getting offended by everything, and which is dumb. But he takes his fights, man. I like it. He got a little snippy on a question yesterday I was watching on YouTube, and I was laughing. I was like, I like this, man. Regardless about anything, if you love Goff or hate Goff, I personally like the attitude. I like the attitude of C.J. Gardner-Johnson. I like the attitude of Kirby Joseph. I like those, a little bit of players with attitude. I like that because I had that. When I played football, I did that. I'd get a first down. I would first down, and I would just get. I like that chippiness on your shoulder. You know, the little swag that you got. You even playing through the hurt back. Man, I've been to the chiropractor 3 times, and I go back tomorrow. 4 times this week. It was bad. I'm feeling much better today, but my back was jacked, man. It was bad. They adjusted me yesterday, and it hurt like an SOB because they had to move the muscles, and they're holding the muscles down, and they're forcing my vertebrae. And I was like, oh. It was bad. It hurt like an SOB. But I'm feeling much better today. I appreciate it, guys. All the the love and everything. But yeah, y'all know I got a bad spine. I got degenerative arthritis, I got spine disc disease, degenerative arthritis, a double spine fusion. My back is jacked. And so, but I'm feeling much better today. My kids mock me all the time. Riley, Carly, you always mock me. And then what do I say? I cannot wait when you're my age. I cannot wait when you're 38 and you're like, oh, my back, Dad. Oh. Yeah, payback's a B. Kids always messing with me. I like it. Looking forward to your call of the game Sunday. Great fun, especially when the Lions are winning. Yes, Big M. Yes, it is fun when the Lions are winning. It's not fun when they lose. It sucks. Thursday, it was, I couldn't have as much fun as I wanted to, even though they lost because it's Thanksgiving, and I had to instantly go to Thanksgiving. So it's going to be a little bit easier on Sunday. Again, update on the channel. I will be in Texas in 2 weeks. Guess what? I will be streaming from Chat Sports Studio HQ. And guess what? We're going to be live at Chat Sports. I'm going to be talking a lot of garbage to those. I think we face, is it Denver Broncos? I'll be doing a live watch party, Lions and Denver Broncos on Saturday at Chat Sports. And they got the Denver guy. I can't wait, man. We're going to go head-to-head. You know me. We're going to have some fun there. But that's going to be great. Can't wait 2 weeks to see the guys. And have a good time in Dallas. They're flying me out, paying for everything. Y'all already know, man. I'm going to just have a good time. So it's going to be glorious. Can't wait. Are we done looking at free agents? I think we are. I think we are done, unless you're talking about some backup of the backup. You know, at that point, you know, look, they'll pick up, like we picked up Tom Kennedy yesterday. So, I mean, in theory, that's a free agent, right? But if you're talking about a name, yeah, I think so. Which Tom Kennedy is back, and which I got no problem with. It's not a document to Donovan Peoples-Jones. Everyone's like, where's Donovan Peoples-Jones doing? How many times, folks, do we have to go through this? It takes a while for a wide receiver to adjust to this offense and Jared Goff. Amon-Ra St. Brown, it took half a season. DJ Chark, it took half a season. It took Jameson Williams about, I don't know, I'd say 3/4 of a season because he's doing it right now. It just takes some time for these guys. So, you know, be patient with these wide receivers that come to Detroit. I'm not saying be patient with the team or anything else, but with the wide receivers adapting to Detroit. We got 131 in the building with 61 likes. Let's get to 100 likes. The easier that we get to 100, the better that it pushes this stuff out there. Where in Texas? Dallas, Texas. I'm flying to Houston, then from Houston to Dallas. So I'm doing a layover. I actually chose to do a layover. I could have went straight from Grand Rapids to Dallas, but I'd be getting in Dallas at like 5:30 p.m. And I was like, man, if I'm going all the way to Texas, I want to enjoy a day a little bit. So I'm getting there. So I'm actually going in the morning, getting there at 1. So then I can actually enjoy the heat. Aaron Glenn has struggles, but the defense is not bad. The offense, Dan Campbell puts up defense. Defense is bad, especially the last 3 I don't know if you know this, but the defense is nearly 32nd in every category besides stopping the run the last 3 games. The defense has got to get better. It's got to get better. It's been going down, but we got to go up. With that said, it's not all Aaron Glenn. It is talent deficient. To blame Aaron Glenn, everything is not right. There is talent deficient there, i.e. defensive line. And of course, you lose Alex Anzalone, it's going to hurt. Emmanuel Mosley, C.J. Gardner-Johnson, it's going to hurt. Aaron Glenn's got to do he's got to play his butt off, but it's not all him. It's not all him. If anyone says ever it's just him, no. And you're right, Ben Johnson, he did a bad game. I think he outsmarted himself. But we know they bounce back. Will you do a game from the casino again? Yeah, I will. You got to tell Herm. Herm, he just gives me the time. So what they do is Herm calls me up and say, hey, Mike, we're going to be at the casino on this day. And I say, okay, I'll see you there. That's how it works. It's just that quick, that easy. So when I get that call, I go up there. It's all on them. I don't make the planning. Lions Nation Unite, they plan it. I just do it. Chat Sports, they plan stuff. I just do it. That's how it works. So I don't plan it. If they're like, okay, Mike, we need you to go here, here, there, I do it from what they plan because, first off, I suck at planning, and I like to just go somewhere and just get it. I don't have to worry about these phone calls, and you need a security clearance, this, that, and the other. I don't want none of that. I just want to go there and just do my job. That's it. So that's how it works. So I'm sure there will be, just waiting on it. Glenn should get fired, but it has nothing to do with the last 2 games. Yeah, it's 3 years. It's like if you say like, oh, Aaron Glenn's bad, and they're like, well, they only put up 9 points versus the Packers game in the second half. Okay, so what about the previous 3 years? When I do it, it's a 3-year stretch. It's not a 1-game stretch. See, we are not a Super Bowl team yet. This is our first year being a playoff team. I just want to enjoy the experience. Hopefully next year we'll be Super Bowl team. Hey, Mr. Wills, AK, what's up, though? And you want to know what? And you have a great mindset right there. If you guys want to have a great mindset, you need to listen to Mr. Wills. He's right. Just enjoy the season for what it is. We don't get that many good seasons, right? 8-3, even though we lost, is good season, and it's been fun majority of the season. 8 wins. I mean, it's been fun. So just enjoy it. He's 100% correct. Whatever happens, happens, but enjoy it. Let's not get too stressed, too overworked, too crazy, right? We just enjoy it day by day, game by game. And, this team is what's good about what they're doing is the long-term success is 100. What they're doing is 100% sustainable. We're not trying to win just 1 year. We're trying to win for the next decade. Okay, and so what they're doing is exactly that, Mr. Wills, right? If you look at the macro, not the micro view, the macro, the big picture of what Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell is doing, it is a long-term success plan. It is 100% long-term, 100%, because they've built the team through the draft. That's how you do long-term success, and they've done it that way. And guess what? Next year, the line's going to be good. We don't know how good they're going to be, but we know they're not going to be a scrub team. They're going to be a good team. And guess what? After that, they're going to be a good team. Going to be a good team. That's what we want to see. We just want to see, we want respectability back in this franchise. When we had Matthew Stafford before Matt Patricia, Jim Schwartz, Jim Caldwell, we were a respectable franchise. We weren't great every year. We were respectable. Okay, they gave us the respect back. We're in the conversation with the playoffs every year. Then Matt Patricia came in here and freaking dropped a nuclear bomb and destroyed this team. It went from a respectable team to back to butt cheeks team. The drain. And I just want to be respectable again. And to where, okay, you expect to win, right? Like, that's what it's all about. And my guy is 100% correct here. And you're right here. The time is now. There's no guarantees for next year. Personal schedule will change. I get it. The time is right now. But if you take a step back, if you were to look at objectively just right now, do you think the Lions are going to be a top 5 pick next year in the draft? No. Do you think they're probably going to be a playoff contender? Yeah. Then after that, you think they're a playoff contender? Yeah. So what my guy Mills is saying here is we get the foundation set. Yeah, but you're right, Big M. Not everything is set in stone. 100%. But guess what? We're probably not going to be a top 5 pick next year. You know, we're going to be a good team for many years. So you're built for success. A team like the Ravens, a team like the Steelers, a team like the Packers before Aaron Rodgers left that was consistently respectable, just a respectable franchise. That's all we really want. You know, we've been a team that's been mocked, joked, ripped up, and we just want to be respectable. Okay, you know that this team, like the Cincinnati Bengals, before they got Joe Burrow, there was butt cheeks. Now, you look at their franchise, they're a respectable franchise. You know, that's, you know, they may not win every year. They may not go to the Super Bowl, but it's like, okay, yeah, they're respectable. Philadelphia Eagles, yeah, they're respectable. Dallas, I can't stand Dallas because of the media, but their team is generally, you know, they're not top 5 picks every year. 49ers, same things. That's all we're wanting. That's all I'm wanting. And then just continue to win and just move on from there. BS, we will at least make it to the big game this year. I hope so. I mean, that would be, Lions went to the Super Bowl this year. Oh, my God, I'd be happy. I'll be happy. Let's see. We got another super. And my guy is putting up a big one. Matt Patricia, a.k.a. Voldemort, who shall not be named. Yeah, we can't stand this dude. Super chat from my guy. DeRuckus with a $9.99. He says, J-Mo and Laporta both have 2 touchdowns. DeRuckus, if that's the case, we had a good day. We had a good day on Sunday. I hope so. That would be amazing. That means you're putting up 28 points. At least. If you put up 28 points, you're probably winning the game. That would be awesome. J-Mo, he's becoming a game changer now. Every game, he's becoming more of a game changer, and it's good to see. It's great to see. He needed to do it, and that's it, you know. I think you're right, and our division's going to be hard in the next couple of years. You're correct. Minnesota's just a quarterback away from being a really good team. The Chicago Bears, they got a really good defense. All they need to do is figure it out on offense, and they got 2 picks in the top 5 of the draft, one being the first pick in the draft, so they can make that offense pretty good. The Green Bay Packers, they just beat us. Maybe they get more powerhouse weapons, and then they could be pretty good. So you're right. This NFC North looks tough for a couple years, but guess what? We're a tough team too. You know, and that's just is what it is. I think they will get better, though, for sure. All the teams in the North is kind of in an upward trend, in my opinion, especially after this year. Especially after this year. I think that they're in an upward trend. The Bears scare me probably the most right now because they got 2 picks in the top 5. So we kind of want them to win a couple more games here so they, you know, maybe they can lose one of those picks can be a top 10 draft pick instead of a top 5. We don't need to even get blue chip players over there. But that is what it is. But I think the Lions are the Lions win the NFC North this year. If the Lions win the NFC North this year, you should be happy. They haven't won the NFC North ever. Central, yes. They've never won the NFC North. Never won it. They haven't won a division, is it since 93 or 91? That's a long time ago, man. At 91, I was 6. 6 years old, so they win this division. I'm going to be happy as a mug. It's a huge accomplishment for the Lions to win this division. Huge accomplishment for the Detroit Lions to win this division. So when it happens, celebrate. Let's not poo-poo it. Well, we know if they win this division or when they win this division, we need to celebrate it. That day should be celebrated, regardless of we backed in the division or not. When we win it, we celebrate. I will do an emergency podcast. We will celebrate it. And we're going to have fun because you Lions fans deserve it. You older fans that's been fans forever deserve it. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. With that said, folks, adios.
Searching for greatness in a sea of the dying and shameless, a sea of the aimless. I don't wanna be one of the nameless. I'ma wake up with the mindset that one day I'm gonna make it, and I don't think I'll be fine if I don't break my limitations. Don't try to stop me, I exist to write my own story. I'll make a decision if I want some peace or if I want the glory. Yeah, don't want a life that is complacent or possibly boring. I just want a life that is worth every day exploring. My whole life I just wanted someone who would notice me. My whole life I just wanted to be somebody to be. Yeah, I just wanna be great.